The latest on the coronavirus emergency, the nation mourning the loss of more than 100,000 Americans. Our Chief National Affairs correspondent Tom Yamas joins us with the latest as states continue to ease restrictions. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Michael. And we have to remember this has just happened over the last 3 months. And when you put that number into context, this is one of the worst public health disasters of the last 100 years here in this country. And even though hospitals here in New York and other former hot zones aren't seeing the levels of patients they once were, health officials are urging Americans to please follow the guidelines.
This morning, the grim reality: more than 100,000 American lives lost to the coronavirus. This, as the virus's spread has significantly slowed, but the number of new coronavirus cases is rising in 14 states across the country.
We are moving forward. Let us not forget the most vulnerable amongst us.
California, now the fourth state with at least 100,000 known infections, as it eases restrictions and tries to restart its economy.
We were just decimated by it.
Michelle Lewis is a food vendor in Arizona who says she relies on crowds at sporting events to make ends meet. Before the pandemic, she was going to move, but with no income, she tried to stay put. The court ruled against her. Now, she's been evicted from her home of 12 years.
What's the next steps for you?
Homelessness.
Top infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci saying a second wave is not inevitable as long as states reopen correctly.
I'm cautiously optimistic that we would have a vaccine towards the end of this year and the beginning of next year.
This as we mourn the lives already lost. Beloved entertainers, healthcare workers, history makers, and veterans. 100-year-old Philip Kahn was a decorated World War II vet, fighting in the Pacific, including the Battle of Iwo Jima, an Air Force veteran who won several battle stars.
And you know what this is?
What?
That's my flight, because I was flying.
Dr. James Mahoney was a 62-year-old pulmonologist in Brooklyn who died fighting on the front lines, putting off his planned retirement to continue his work.
Everybody loved him. Everybody loved to be with him. He was such a giving person that, you almost felt like whatever he had, you had it.
5-year-old Skylar Herbert was the daughter of 2 Detroit first responders. The kindergartner loved stuffed animals, dressing up in her princess dresses and playing with her grandmother's dog. A beloved member of our GMA family, studio camera operator and musician Tony Greer, passing away from COVID-19. And 35-year-old Chris Angelin Guzman, a nurse and mother of 3 in Illinois, giving everything she had to help the most vulnerable.
She seemed to really treasure her time with her patients.
So many lives lost in this pandemic, but I do want to mention the vast majority of Americans have survived this terrible virus. And I do want to leave you on one positive note. Some news we just found out about. There was a 103-year-old woman in Massachusetts. She contracted the virus, according to our Boston affiliate WCVB, while she was in a nursing home. Her family didn't think she was going to survive, but she fought hard and she did survive. And when they asked her how she wanted to celebrate, she said with an ice-cold Bud Light. I think we have the image there. She enjoyed that ice-cold beer in her hospital bed. And when you're 103 years old and you survive COVID-19, you can celebrate any way you want. Whit, back to you.
She deserves it. We love hearing those positive stories, Tom, but seeing the pictures of all those people who lost their lives really puts it into perspective. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.